My name is Stacy O'Polly. I am the principal at Madison Elementary in the Manitowoc Public School District, and I am the lead treasure hunter here for my group of teachers and students. About 5 years ago, Stacy Lavina and another member from Human Services stopped by to visit me at my former school, and it gave me a book, Youth Development by Rick Miller, and they said, "This book reminds us of you and the work you do." And I always have been passionate about working with kids and youth and finding the best in them. And I read Rick's book and I learned about the Kids at Hope philosophy, and it just warmed my heart and resonated with me because it is truly who I am and what I believe. I consider myself a treasure hunter every day, going into work, finding the best in kids, finding the best in staff, leveraging strengths and believing in people more than they believe in themselves. And I feel like being an elementary principal, I get the opportunity to do that every day, to meet kids, meet students, and just make them feel a connection, make them feel like they want to be here, a sense of community and a sense of belonging.
My name is Carrie Johannes, and I'm a student advocate here at Washington Middle School. As counselors here at the school, or as advocates, so much of what we do is actually outside of the classroom. And so it really is about making those connections with our students and building the relationship. For me, the Kids at Hope model is just such a beneficial model for us to look at, because it does talk about the ACEs and really building the relationships, and that's really the most important thing that we can do here at school.
Okay, so I'm Vicki Hang, and I am an ELL teacher here at Washington Middle School. Students that I work with are first generation immigrants in America, and their parents don't always know exactly how to help them navigate the educational system and some of the more kind of bureaucratic parts of growing up here in America. Helping them know that I am never going to give up. On the days that they don't feel like they're who they want to be, I'm still going to listen to them. I'm still going to be there for them. That might be before school, during lunch, after school. That might be finding a way to message me or email me, or high or low, I'm going to be there.
I'm Tara Foydick. I work at Jefferson Elementary School. I am the student support leader here in my first years. Kids can sense if you believe in them or not. The kids that I work with are tentatively the ones that struggle in the classroom behaviorally. So in the beginning of the school year, I was getting a lot of crisis calls, so that's always tough. So kids are on high alert, they're in the fight or flight, and the calming presence and then those relationships really do help them believe in themselves and believe in you. We have a lot of kids right now that you're starting to see them just kind of relax a little bit. In the beginning of the year, I think many of them felt that they didn't have an ace. I'm hopeful that the kids believe in themselves a little bit more. I find that the whole idea of looking into the future helps de-escalate them too. So a lot of times in the hallway or classroom, or even in here when they're escalated, I try to distract them by just saying, hey, what do you want to do after high school? Or last conversation they talked about playing in the NFL, so now I'm like, okay, so what team do you want to play for the NFL? Or what might that look like for you? Or what kind of a family do you want? So it kind of switches their brain into a thought process of like, oh, and then they kind of forget why they're upset to begin with, and then you can start de-escalating and then debriefing with them.
We are at Jefferson Elementary School, and I am a first grade teacher here. We believe in all kids, no exceptions, and we find the uniqueness in each of the kids and we bring it to life. So when they come into the classroom, the kids can feel that you believe in them. It is a place where sometimes they can't get it at home, where they feel safe, empowered, and valued because that they trust you because you believe in them. And we do this in the classroom through relationships, and we take the time to build relationships not between just me and the students, but between student and student. And together we become a family, and it's an area where they feel safe and they're able to do things that they never thought they were able to do. I like to make connections because I feel like with connections, they are able to make things meaningful. So for example, we like to make connections between what we're doing in school and with our dreams and our hopes and what's connected like in their background, and with that connection they're able to do things that they never thought they could do. It gives it meaning and power to what we're doing here. So we talk about what we want to do in the future. We talk about our dream jobs, what that looks like, what that means. We watch videos on it. I have a little boy who loves turtles and he wants to work with turtles. He's obsessed with them, and we watch videos about what he could do with turtles when he grows up, and it makes him be able to see himself doing that in the future. I also like to keep all of my kids in the classroom no matter what. We're a community, so I provide accommodations for the kids so that they're able to stay in my classroom. The same little boy who's obsessed with turtles, he doesn't feel safe all the time, so I made him his own little turtle shell, and we watch videos all the time about how turtles hide in their shells to feel safe. So when he doesn't feel safe, he goes and hides in his own little turtle shell, and it's his own little area. It's his place to go where he can gather himself together and be successful in the classroom. So.
Hi, my name is Katie Bauer, and I have been teaching for 28 years. And the reason I went into teaching was to spend time with children and see all of their strengths and weaknesses and help grow on them. Every child that I have ever taught in 28 years have succeeded in my eyes, whether it's through arts, through music, through Phi-Ed, and through academics. Getting to know the kids is the most important part. And years ago, we just did it naturally. We did not have all those technology that we have nowadays. So it's very comfortable for me to talk to the children, and they get so excited even just to know that you noticed their haircut, or you noticed they had brand new shoes the day. High fives, lots of hugs, and just getting to know them. You spend 7 hours a day with them, and you get to know every routine and every minute of their day. So talking, communicating, and just accepting them as the whole child is a great way to be.
Yeah. My name is Sarkis Wentland. I'm a reading teacher at Madison Elementary School. Kids at Hope is, a philosophy about how to look at kids and to know that all students are capable of success. But it's really about finding in students what does success look like for them, and also what are those talents that they have that you can build off of. So I worked with a student in the past who came from a really dysfunctional family life. Food at home wasn't constant, where he was going to stay wasn't a constant, and because of that, school became his constant, but his behavior was all over the place. So when I worked with him, what I really focused in on was, well, there's lots of books, there's lots of reading materials that show characters in similar situations as this student. So instead of trying to find him materials that might have been more age appropriate, I gave him content that was more appropriate to his background, and that kept him engaged in what he was reading. He sought out additional materials by similar authors, things like that. So I used that relationship that I was able to build with him to help to provide him with materials that helped him grow as a reader.
Okay. Hi, my name is Danielle Schmidt. I teach 4th grade at Madison Elementary School, and I'll tell you a little bit about how I operate in my classroom with my kids. I really like teaching at Madison because of the kids, and that's what makes me happy when I'm here. And in the classroom, we talk a lot about perseverance and how when things get rough, we can't just give up. We talk about that when we are challenging ourselves, that's when we're changing, and that's when we make ourselves better. Throughout the day, when kids talk about how they can't do things or things are hard, I don't want to anymore, we talk about, nope, this is one of those challenges. This is what changes us, and this is what helps us learn and helps us grow. Beginning of the year and throughout the year, we kind of talk about what is your goal? What do you want to be when you grow up? And then we talk about, okay, so if you want to be a police officer, or if you want to be a teacher or a doctor or a lawyer, or if you want to work as a mechanic, whatever you want to do, how are you going to get there? What kind of things do you have to do to be successful? And it starts in the classroom.
I'm Jenny Slaniker. I teach 4th grade at Madison Elementary School in Manitowoc. I love teaching 4th grade, and I work closely with students to help them reach their fullest potential, working hard, making goals, dreaming big, and doing lots of things that excite them and give them hopes and dreams for the future. I think the biggest thing is being real with students. I mean, I have challenges and mistakes, and I have problems as well, and being real and showing them how I can deal with them, helping them deal with them, giving them different ideas, and just being there for them, listening to them, getting to know themselves as a person, and just being their biggest cheerleader.